Hello, Professor Colbeck. I'm talking in this one so that I don't make the switches too hard to see on accident. Some preliminary information about how I have things set up. As is recommended in the lab, the N-open button is how I load memory into the memory being displayed on the LEDs, and the first set of switches is deciding the memory address, which is displayed on the 7th segment. But one thing that I did that was a little bit extra for my sake was the N closed button toggles between a 2 hertz and 50 hertz clock for this thing to be switching. So right now it's on the 2 hertz setting. So if I tell it to go to memory address 8, it's every 2 seconds it switches memory. But if I turn on the 50 hertz clock, then I can move around memory more quickly. I'm going to leave it on 2 hertz at first, just so that it's easier to see what's going on and everything is clear. So lab says to load in from 15 to 0. So memory address 0, I'll load in, I'm inputting 15 here and loading it into memory. And then I got to go to memory address 1. So there we go. And one thing that I also need to notice is I display the memory as it's transitioning, not just when we've arrived at the address. This was mostly for me debugging. I understand in like a regular program, you would only want to read while you're at the proper address, but in this one, we don't do anything with the red data, so it doesn't really matter. So anyways, that was 15, so this should be 14. And then we'll go ahead and switch to memory address 2. Did I get that on time? Oh no, I went to memory address 3. I'm going to turn on to the 50 hertz version now so that it goes faster, because this right now is a 2, but I don't want to wait for like 30 seconds. Okay, so memory address 2, we need to set it to 13. So that's right, 8, 4 is 12, 1, 13. Okay, so 2 is 13, and then we'll go to 3, and that's set to 12, 8 and 4 on the switches. Memory address 2. Okay, then we need to go to, memory address 3. Okay, now memory address 4, it needs to be set to 14. So memory address 4 set to, or not 14, 11. So 8 and 3. So this is 11. Okay, 5 is set to 10. 5 is set to 8 and 2. Okay, and then 6 is set to 9, so 8 and 1. And also, my memory, you can switch it without, you can switch it as many times as you want and it'll work out. I don't know if that's necessary or not. Okay, so that's set to 9. Okay, 7 set to 8. So 7 set to 8 on here. Okay, 8 set to 7. So I need to go all the way to 8. 8 on this first one. 8 on this first one, and 7 here. So these 3 switches. Okay. 9 set to 6. 9 and 6 is 4 and 2. So just these 2 middle switches are up, and on here it's the first and last switch are up. Okay, and then what am I on now? I'm on 9. So memory address 10 is to be set to 5, so 4 and 1. And memory address 10, so it's A, set to 5. So that's 10 and 5. Okay, memory address 11. 11, and this should be 6, so 4 and 2. Okay, and then 12 is 8 plus 2, and that's C. 8 and the 2 bit are on, and then 3, so that's just 2 and 1. So that's 12 is set to 3. Memory address 13 set to 2. So 13, just switch that last bit on, set to 2. Just this 2 bit is on. Okay, 14 set to 1. That should be E, okay. And then set to only this last switch is on the right, and the first 3 switches are on the left. And then 15, 0. So 15, all the switches on the left are on. 0, none of the switches on the right are on. It's already 0, but it shouldn't change. That little blinking that happens is explained in my lab. Basically, I have the flip-flops set up to a 50 hertz clock. I explained it in the manual. It's not the most elegant solution, but as a person, I can never get it to break, so it's fine. And then I'll switch back to 2 hertz and tell it to go from 0 to 15. And so it should go through all of the different memories. Yeah. Oh, I guess this is sort of unclear because of the scrolling memory. Hold on. I'm going to go back to 50 hertz and back to 0. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 with the 2 and 2, 13, 14, 15. Alright, sorry for the long video, but thank you for watching. I hope that the comments make it more readable. Have a nice summer.